Chloe, I was thinking about our friend Mateo again. He told me something recently that blew my mind. He said that when he speaks English, he feels like he's wearing a different outfit. Not a physical one, but a mental one. Back home, he was always the quiet, reserved academic. But in English, he's the guy who asks the bold questions and actually takes risks.
That is so fascinating, and he's not alone. There's this hidden phenomenon where we don't just swap words, we actually swap perspectives. It's like discovering a second self that's been waiting in the wings. Most people see learning English as a chore, like a software update for their brain so they can get a better job or travel.
Right, it's treated as an external tool, like a hammer or a screwdriver. But what if it's actually a mirror? What if the struggle of finding your voice in a new language is actually the perfect excuse to rebuild that voice from the ground up?
Exactly. If you've ever felt like your English self is a bit braver, more disciplined, or more direct than the person you are in your native tongue, you've stumbled onto a secret hack for internal transformation. Today, we're peeling back the curtain on why speaking English might be the ultimate lifestyle redesign, and how you can use this new identity to become the person you've always wanted to be.
Put on your headphones. It's time to meet the person you didn't know you were. And stick around because as we explore this transformation, we'll be dropping some high-level phrases like how to describe breaking out of your shell or what it means to reinvent yourself from the inside out.
But before we get to the transformation, we have to talk about the anchor. Have you ever noticed that in your native language, you're often defined by your history? You're the shy sibling, the serious student, or the one who doesn't like to speak up. You carry decades of expectations from family and old friends that act like an invisible script you have to follow.
It's like being stuck in a rut. You're playing a character that everyone else wrote for you. Even if you want to be more outgoing or assertive, the people who've known you since you were 5 just don't expect it. It feels impossible to turn over a new leaf when everyone around you is holding on to your old pages.
That's the tension, right? We feel trapped in our first language's personality because we're afraid of the friction. We're worried that if we suddenly start acting differently in our native tongue, people will say, "Who do you think you are?"
Exactly. It's the fear of being seen as fake. But here's where the magic happens. When you step into English, that baggage doesn't exist. No one in this new world knows the shy version of you. You're starting with a clean slate, but that freedom can actually be terrifying.
It really is. It's that moment of hesitation where you're standing on the edge of a new identity, wondering if you have the permission to finally speak your mind.
So how do we stop feeling like we're just acting and start actually living as this new version of ourselves?
This is the reveal. Think of English as a trial period for a new personality. Because you're already stepping outside your comfort zone to speak, you can piggyback new lifestyle habits onto that momentum.
I love that. It's like if I'm already doing the hard work of thinking on my feet, which just means making quick decisions in the moment, why not change how I make those decisions?
Exactly. Let's look at strategy number 1, the directness hack. If your native culture is very indirect, use English to practice standing your ground. That's when you refuse to be pushed around or change your opinion under pressure.
Oh, I need that. In Spanish, I'm so polite I'll agree to help 3 people move house on the same Saturday. See, I'll be there. But in English, I can just say, actually, that doesn't work for me. It feels like a superpower.
It is. Now, strategy number 2, the curiosity hack. Use your English self to pick someone's brain. That's a great phrase for asking an expert for their advice or ideas. In your first language, you might be afraid of looking uninformed, but in English, you're a curious explorer.
Excuse me, I'm practicing my English. Can I pick your brain about how you organized this project? It's the perfect license to ask. What's strategy number 3?
The risk-taker hack. Tell yourself you're going to give it a whirl. That means trying something new even if you aren't sure you'll succeed. Since you're already brave for speaking English, use that courage to join a new gym or a hobby group.
I'm already speaking a foreign language. Might as well try salsa dancing too. I like it. What about strategy number 4, the deep focus hack?
This is for the busy trap listeners. Use English to cut to the chase, which means to stop wasting time and get to the important point. If you're usually a procrastinator, make your English persona the one who is all business.
And finally, strategy number 5, the loud and proud hack. This is my favorite. Use English to be the person who laughs the loudest at their own mistakes.
Why is that a strategy?
Because back home, I'm serious James, but English James can make a fool of himself, which means to act in a way that makes you look slightly ridiculous and just laugh it off. It's the ultimate way to feel relaxed. If you can survive a grammar fail, you can survive anything.
I love that. English James sounds like a lot of fun.
He really is. He's much cooler than the guy who's stuck in a rut back home. Honestly, Chloe, just talking about this makes me feel like I'm breathing fresh air. To anyone listening who feels limited by their past or their quiet personality back home, remember that English isn't just a subject you study, it's a door you walk through. You have permission to be whoever you want to be on the other side of that door.
That's so true. It's about the courage to reinvent your story. But before you go out and conquer the world as your new self, let's make sure you've got these linguistic tools locked in. It's time for a final pulse check.
Let's see if you were thinking on your feet. That's our first one. It means making quick, clever decisions while things are happening. Example, in a fast-paced meeting, you have to be thinking on your feet to answer tough questions. The hack, use the fast pace of English to train your brain to be more decisive and less of a perfectionist.
I'll take the next two. First, stuck in a rut, which describes feeling trapped in a boring, repetitive life or personality. Example, I felt stuck in a rut with my old routine, so I started this podcast. The hack is to realize that your first language identity might be the rut you're ready to climb out of.
Which leads perfectly to turning over a new leaf. That's when you start behaving in a better, different way. Example, he turned over a new leaf and started waking up at 6 a.m. to exercise. The hack, use English as the catalyst to change a habit you've struggled with for years.
And if you do that, you get a clean slate. This means a fresh start where your past mistakes or old personality don't matter anymore. Example, moving to a new city gave her a clean slate to build the life she wanted. The hack, remember, in an English-speaking environment, nobody knows the shy you. You start at 0.
And now for the lifestyle boosters. Standing your ground means refusing to change your opinion or back down when someone pressures you. Example, even though her mom disagreed, Sarah stood her ground on her college choice. The hack, if you're a yes man back home, let your English self be the one who sets firm boundaries.
Then we have my favorite for networking, pick someone's brain. This means to ask someone for their expert advice or information. Example, I'd love to grab coffee and pick your brain about how you started your cafe business. The hack, use your status as a learner to be the most curious person in the room.
And finally, cut to the chase. This means to stop wasting time and get straight to the most important point. Example, we only have 10 minutes, so let's cut to the chase and talk about your favorite sunscreen. The hack, use English to beat the busy trap by being more direct and intentional with your time.
What a list! James, I feel like I've just had a lifestyle makeover and an English lesson all in one.
That's the goal. If you enjoyed finding your second self today, make sure to subscribe to the English Pulse. We're here to help you build your fluency practice and expand that social bridge toolkit.
You aren't just learning a language, you're building a new life. We'll see you in the next episode.
Keep talking.